The front door of our church building is not the door Christ's sheep enter. The real door, or gate for the sheep, is not made of wood or metal, but is a person. Let's let Jesus explain this in John 10, verses 1 to 10. By way of background to Jesus' lesson, let's learn a few essentials about sheep. Sheep are social, flock together, and readily follow a good shepherd. Healthy lambs feed frequently. A lamb that bleats all the time is probably just hungry. Lambs remain close to their mothers, but curiosity can get them into trouble. Sheep have excellent memories and trust a shepherd who handles them gently. Sheep are generally docile, but rams can be aggressive during breeding season, headbutting to dominate. Ewes may become aggressive to protect their young. Shepherds can train sheep by voice command. Like shepherds, church leaders assemble God's sheep to tend the flock. Sheep instinctively know that they're better off together. The idea of dumb sheep is a complete myth. They're very intelligent animals. They can remember up to 50 other sheep and 10 humans. Sheep find their way out of mazes quickly and are smarter than humans with instinctive ability to find the plants they need for herbal cures. English sheep taught themselves to roll across cattle grids to feed on neighboring pastures. After meeting a group of people, sheep remember who brought the food. They know by instinct that togetherness is the best defense against predators. They gladly follow a shepherd that they trust. Let's begin the lesson. I tell you the truth, anyone who sneaks over the wall of a sheepfold, rather than going through the gate, must surely be a sheep and a robber. But the one who enters through the gate is the shepherd of the sheep. The gatekeeper opens the gate for him, and the sheep recognize his voice and come to him. He calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. There are many voices in the Christian world: popes and patriarchs, theologians and evangelists, reformers and pastors, but none of them is the Great Shepherd. We can tell if the Great Shepherd speaks through those voices because it's consistent with God's written word, not the words of the world. After he has gathered his own flock, he walks ahead of them, and they follow him because they know his voice. Is the voice of Jesus harsh and authoritarian, or soft and effeminate? Neither. The Bible pictures Jesus' voice as one the sheep hear. People listen to all kinds of voices, yet Jesus' sheep listen to his. Others are not trusted. Jesus' sheep follow him, for they know his voice. A shepherd leading a flock of sheep calls each by name. The sheep won't follow another. A sheep farmer is not a shepherd. His is the unrecognized voice of a stranger. We recognize the voice of Jesus because, as the Word, he's always consistent with his inspired written word. They won't follow a stranger. They'll run from him because they don't know his voice. How do we get to know Jesus' voice? Some Christians don't like Jesus as lamb, while others don't like him as lion. Yet both lion and lamb are Jesus' true voice. In order to get to know the voice of the Word, we need to be familiar with his inspired written word. Those who heard Jesus use this illustration didn't understand what he meant, so he explained it to them. I tell you the truth, I am the gate for the sheep. How is Jesus the door or gate? Picture a shepherd resting at the entrance to a sheep pen. There's no wooden gate. He is the gate. If anyone doesn't enter by the legitimate gate, then he's a thief and a robber. They've also been called heretics. The only legitimate way to enter the church is through Jesus. We don't enter the sheepfold via the Pope, the Ecumenical Patriarch, Moses, Paul, Luther, Calvin, or Wesley, these great servants of God are not the gate. So when is a gate a gate? When that gate is Jesus. All who came before me were thieves and robbers, but the true sheep didn't listen to them. In one sense, are even great leaders of the faith thieves and robbers? Is a particular church the door? Claims of who is the one true church are everywhere, but they can't all be right. Are all who claim to be the door into the sheepfold except Jesus thieves and robbers? Yes, I am the gate. Those who come in through me will be saved. They'll come in and go freely and will find good pastures. Jesus is the gateway or gatekeeper for the sheepfold. His voice leads to safety, not the voice of vain traditions or modern heresy, but the voice of the gatekeeper, Jesus. Inside the gate is safety. Outside the gate is freedom to run in green grass, because the shepherd leads us. The thief's purpose is to steal and kill and destroy. My purpose is to give them a rich and satisfying life. Jesus is contrasted with the thief who enters to steal and to kill and to destroy. Some churches have allowed thieves to rise to prominence. They steal sheep for ancient and modern heresies, many of which are in reality regressivism, because they've returned to naturalism and ancient licentious heresies. Modern cultural deceptions have brought about spiritual and family destruction. Divorce and crime are direct results of our hedonistic lust for power and wealth. The thief has come and stolen and killed and destroyed us. Will we heed the voice of the great shepherd and follow him to nourishing pasture? Let's study the teachings of Jesus so we can learn to recognize his true voice and distinguish it from the voices of thieves. He sits at the door as gatekeeper to the sheepfold. Let's come in and go out through him to find spiritual pasture and life to the full.